Patrick, good to have you on. You've been pretty negative on cruise lines. Why the upgrade and the sudden change in your outlook?
Well, what's really interesting, Seema, I would say like Lazarus rising from the dead, as soon as the cruise lines in early August pared back on the vaccination and the testing requirements, we saw really an explosion of bookings for the next 4 weeks. Now, to be clear, they've moderated since then after Labor Day, up mid single digits, but certainly much stronger pace of bookings than we saw in June and July, where they were still tracking down 10 to 15% versus comparable pre-COVID levels.
Despite your upgrade, all these stocks are trading down with the broader market. I think Wall Street is still concerned about the debt on the cruise line's balance sheet. Your thoughts there? Can they get around it?
Yeah, I think if assuming these strong revenue trends continue, that will bode very well for them. And certainly it's quite an excruciating exercise in modeling all these various interest expense and pro forma situations. But we do model that, assuming that we don't have some other horrible black swan event, that these companies will be able to survive. Granted, the cost of debt is very high for them, but the best thing that I can say is that revenues are finally starting to come back, and we keep our fingers crossed that it will continue.
FedEx told us that a global recession is coming, yet travel companies, a lot of consumer-facing names, have been painting a rather optimistic picture around Americans and how much they're spending right now. Why do you think we're seeing this divergence in the economy and what these CEOs are telling us about the future coming months?
Well, there's a couple things here. First of all, I did upgrade Norwegian. In addition to the strong trends, Norwegian has far and away the greatest exposure to luxury and super high-end luxury. It's about a third of their business. And so that component of consumer spending and travel is blowing away the mass market spending. Keep in mind, I still have a sell rating on Carnival, which does have by far and away the greatest mass market exposure. So I'm picking my names carefully, dipping my toe back in, and I just felt most comfortable with the forward booking and pricing data, especially on the higher end. Certainly what's driving that, people have still been cooped up for a couple of years and they want to get out. That combined with, as I mentioned, the dropping of most vaccination and testing requirements.